come from the BJP office, because if you look at every aspect of the verdict, it plays into their agenda. They obviously don't want the people of Jammu and Kashmir to get their statehood back. तो statehood पे भी बिल्कुल ambiguous सा framework है. आप direct नहीं कर रहे हैं government को, आप कुछ नहीं बोल रहे हैं कि इस date तक, जैसे आपने election की एक timeline दे दी, statehood की भी आप दे सकते थे, because what they did, both parts of it, I feel like the court has upheld it, and I honestly, I don't see the people of Jammu and Kashmir, I don't see us getting our statehood back for a while, because for them, the problem is that our own government and government elected by the people of Jammu and Kashmir, if it has full powers, they feel that the situation will get out of control, and they want to control everything here. They want to micromanage things. So they don't want to cede that sense of control they've been enjoying since 2019. You see, there's a separate ecosystem here. That ecosystem comprises of intelligence agencies that behave like the Gestapo. You have an authoritarian bureaucratic babudom that don't listen to people, that don't have any kind of political accountability. So they want to maintain the status quo. And what better way to maintain the status quo than to make sure that we don't get statehood back? So it's all part of a larger plan.
When the verdict was being pronounced, they went into the background also. We're always told that Article 370 is a temporary provision, that's they said, and the president has the power to get it repealed. What was done was legal. All the procedures were followed. But up till now, we're told that it's the Constituent Assembly, and only the Constituent Assembly has the power to repeal Article 370.
It's patent nonsense. Only the Constituent Assembly of Jammu Kashmir had the right to do this. You cannot take the right of the Constituent Assembly and give it to the governor, and that's exactly what happened. The order was signed by Satyapal Malik Saab when he was the governor of Jammu and Kashmir. Can you please explain to me, how does the governor represent the aspirations of a state? And just because the Supreme Court is saying that this was right does not mean that this was right. Please look at their judgment about the Ram Mandir as well. It's so vague. It's completely exonerating the people, the culprits who actually demolished the mosque. So I'm sorry, I don't see जो भी Supreme Court कह रहा है वो पत्थर की लकीर है. These are all legal arguments, and their legal argument, even the ruling that they've given today, it's legally not sound. It's not a sound judgment, and we all know this. But at the same time, you know that they're pandering to the BJP majoritarian sentiment कि पूरे मुल्क को आपको खुश करना है. You want to satisfy their collective conscience. जैसे आपने अफजल गुरु को फांसी दी, आज वैसे ही आपने abrogation upheld किया, क्योंकि आपको लगता है कि it's a populist ruling. तो हमारे पे you have slaughtered our wishes. You've gone against our own aspirations, against what was given to us by the Indian Constitution. But that doesn't mean it's right. That doesn't make what you're saying right. So I don't believe in any part of the judgment, in the sense that I don't agree with any aspect of it. And I don't think if any Kashmiri will. I'm not the only one.
But there are celebrations happening in Jammu. We saw at certain a few number of people at quarters coming out on the roads and celebrating. And there was also that West Pakistani refugees didn't get their rights. The Valmikis were not given their rights. Women who married outside of Jammu and Kashmir were not given their rights, and all that has ended. Now there is parity, and those are the arguments that come from the other side. How are you going to counter that?
I will counter it if I'm given the freedom. I will counter it if my fundamental right is not snatched from me. I've been locked up in the house since yesterday. So how do you counter an argument when you have a government that has so much power? They have a brute majority, they have agencies, they have institutions, and with no offense to you, a largely embedded media that follows their propaganda, that perpetuates this propaganda. There are normalcy acrobatics, and then you have these celebration acrobatics where you show a handful of people distributing laddus. And yes, the rest of the country, I believe they're genuinely celebrating our pain. And nothing can symbolize the disconnect between the people of Jammu and Kashmir vis-a-vis the rest of India more than what you're seeing today. कि बाकी मुल्क में एक जश्न बन रहा है और आप हमारी हालत देखिए. For us, this is a black day. So this is a cause of concern that the people of Jammu and Kashmir, there is a huge gap between them and the rest of the country. But does anybody care? Is anybody even noticing that? No. आपको प्रोपेगेंडा करना है, कुछ आपने लोग जम्मू में दिखा दिए, कुछ कश्मीर में दिखा दिए, घंटा घर पे वो फ्लैग चढ़ा रहे होंगे, मुझे पता भी है, वहां प्राइम मिनिस्टर की सेल्फी है, वहां वो सेल्फी भी ले रहे होंगे।